Hi, my name is Phil Bainbridge, and this is a quick tutorial video for the blog post Create Google Doc from Form Submission. So I've already got a Google Drive folder with a copy of the 3 files that you'll find on the blog post. I've also created another folder where I want the documents to be saved. I'm going to talk you through how to set this up and show you an example of it working. So this is the Google form itself, which we will try filling in. And the idea of this is that once somebody submits the Google form, on the response sheet, their entry will go into here, so the information that they fill in. That will then in turn trigger our script to run, which will create a Google Doc containing the information submitted from the Google form. So I've also got the template file here. And so this has got a couple of tags which help it identify which bit of the information from the Google form needs to go into this document. So we've just got the 3 items here at the moment. So a couple of things to fill out. If we go back onto the Google Sheet, at the bottom here, there is a config sheet. And there's 2 things we need. We need the ID of the template Google Doc, and we need to pop it in here. So if we go into the Google Doc, and just along the address at the top, we just want this string of numbers and letters. So we'll copy that and paste it into here. The next thing we want is the ID of the Google Drive folder where we want the created documents to be stored. So I've created a Google Drive folder here. If I click into that, and again, I'm going to get a copy of the ID there. And I'm going to go back to the spreadsheet and paste that in there. Those are the only 2 items we needed to fill out. So I'm just going to go back to the response sheet. The next thing we need to do is we do need to just set the trigger so that the script runs when the form has been submitted. So the way to do that is we go to Tools and we go to Script Editor. This is now going to show you the kind of the script that is going on in the back end at the moment. So I just sort of give you a bit of an idea of what's happening here. This is our main function that does something when we submit the Google form. And what we've got in this section here, we've actually just got 2 lines of code repeated. And that is where it gets the email address from the form that is submitted. And in the same way, we get the name from the form that is submitted, and we get the shoe size from the form that is submitted. And that's kind of then a little bit further down. What we do is when we create the document, we swap the tag that we've created with the actual value from the form. So if you wanted to expand or alter this, there's only really 2 areas in the code that you need to change. And all you would do is you just add or change the values in here that you need as required. But to create our trigger to run, if we go to the left-hand side here and we go to triggers, this screen will be blank at the moment. So if we go to the bottom right and click the add trigger button, we had a little pop-up. There's not really a lot we need to change on here, other than if I scroll down, we need to change the event type, and the option we want is on form submit, because we want the script to only run when the form has been submitted. That's all. The other thing you might want to change is if there's a failure with the script, it would wait until the end of the day to send you an automated email, which can be a bit misleading when you've been working on it on a morning. So you might just want to change that to immediately. So all that means is if the trigger doesn't run for some reason, you will get an email to kind of notify you that it's had a problem. So once you've done that, if you click on save, the next thing you'll get is an authorization prompt, which is designed to check that you're happy that the script is okay to run as part of your Google account. And it's just a security check in that sense. I'm just going to pause the video at this point while I accept that authorization. So once you've accepted the authorization, you'll get an entry in the triggers there like that. And that's all we need. So I'm just going to close that tab down now. So we go back to the Google Sheet here. And that's it now. We are ready to have a go at trying to fill in the Google form and see what we get. So if I go to the Google form, I'm just going to put some test data in here just for demo purposes. So this could be filled out by multiple individuals over a period of time, filling in the Google form. So if we click submit, the person gets a confirmation that they filled in the Google form. If we go now to the sheet, we get the entry that you would usually get from the response sheet, but already we also now have a link to a Google Doc. So if I click on that, the Google Doc now has taken the template file and transferred the values from the form submission into it. And that's all it is. So if I just go to the folder that I said I wanted to create the documents in, we can see a copy of that document there as well. So over time, this will build up with submissions that people have filled in. But it's a really useful way for creating a Google document from a Google form submission with the data within it. Thank you very much.